Yeah, here comes the spider. They're creeping over here.
Say a hero to save us.
Report scrubs, man. He's about to report you, bro.
He's half. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
I'm defusing the bomb.
Oh, they're dead.
I've never heard that trench line or that chalk line. No one makes me bleed my own blood. What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some chalk gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about possible ability upgrades in Rogue Company. So let's head over and check it out. So I know that this is something that I've talked about before in the past. This is something that I've talked about in live streams. This is something that I've talked about in broadcast, segments, things like that. And I tried to go back to see if I actually made a video about this particular topic, and I couldn't find anything. But if I did, I'm sorry, I'm rehashing it again in 2023. When you make as much Rogue Company content as I do, sometimes you do make the same thing over and over again. So if I ever do, then feel free to let me know in the comments. That way I can go back just to kind of see how my thoughts and opinions of the game and of this specific idea, whatever it is, has evolved over time. But today we're going to be talking about ability upgrades. So abilities are the only thing in game right now that you can't technically upgrade, right? Because you can upgrade perks in Battlezone, or you have different versions and different rarities of perks in the game currently. So those are upgradable perks, in some way you can look at them as upgradable perks. You can upgrade the melee weapons, pistols, and all the primary weapons. Everything in the game has something that you can spend your economy on to make it better, make it more efficient, make it do better things, make it do worse things, depending on the value and what the perk rarity and everything is. And abilities are the only thing. Now, passive abilities is one of those things where it's like, okay, it's something that your character is supposed to do by default regardless, right? So I guess the passive ability for Lancer is to roll, and every time you roll, you reload your weapon. It's something that you don't technically have to activate, even though you have to do some type of an input rolling in order to get that, passive ability to trigger, right? So the passive abilities is something where it's like you don't interact with it, you don't do anything with it, you don't trigger it. It's something that just happens, right? With the active abilities, these are abilities that are absolutely 110% something that you could put some type of an upgrade system in place for, right? Because you could take Saint, for example, and I love using Saint as an example because to me, Saint is like the support, is the medic, is the healer, because he has something that he can send out into the wild whenever a character goes down and bring them back to life and give them an HP boost by doing so, and also give yourself an HP boost by doing so. Now, the way that they've buffed Saint in the past for his healing specifically is to have both Helping Hands and Lifeline, and if you buy both of them, then it gets that revive down so low that it doesn't take much time at all, whether it be by hand or with the drone. Then the passive ability that Saint has feeds directly into his primary ability, which is the way that it should work in my opinion with passive abilities, but it allows him to be very successful, right? Now, what if you could upgrade your ability, right? Now, what if you could upgrade it to where your drone does something different fundamentally, right? So for example, if you upgrade it, then you can send it out to someone and it moves faster, it gets to them faster, right? Currently there is a cast time to it, and a cast time in terms of like someone goes down, you press the button, and it takes a couple of seconds for the drone to move from your person to the down target, right? What if that can move faster? What if it could be there faster and start healing faster? What if they decided to change Saint's perks up a little bit and work some of those HP perks like the helping hands and lifeline into an upgrade path for the drone specifically, or for the ability specifically, so that if you want that fast res, you have to dedicate the cash in order to do so. Like, what if helping hands and lifeline only applied to reviving someone by hand and didn't apply it to the drone, for example, and you could upgrade the drone in order to get a faster healing out of it? Or like Ronin knife, right? What if you had the ability to throw the Ronin knife, and one of the upgrade paths was it sped up the trigger for it, right? So currently, whenever you throw the Ronin knife and it sticks into the wall, it takes like 3 seconds for it to trigger, or 3 seconds for it to activate, and then once it activates, it can trigger if someone's near it, right? So if you're trying to throw it at someone and you miss them barely and it sticks into the ground and you're in a gunfight with them, then normally the gunfight is over and you either down the person or they down you before the knife actually triggers itself and is something that has AoE explosive damage. What if there was an upgrade path where it reduce that, where as soon as you threw it, if you didn't hit someone with it, as soon as it stuck into the wall, it activated and it was ready to be triggered, right? So these are the things that I'm talking about. What would the benefits, the positives and negatives of having upgradable abilities for Rogue Company be moving forward? Now, I know that the economy would have to be significantly adjusted, right? Because to upgrade your weapon, or to upgrade your abilities, you would have to spend a pretty decent chunk of money, in my opinion, in order to upgrade them. I don't think it's as simple as like buying in at like 10K and then having like $2,000 upgrade, segments into it. It would have to be something that changes the rogue in a significant enough way for you to actually want to buy the upgrade for the ability. And then also the idea of setting the money aside round to round in order to buy the upgrades for those specific abilities. So it would have to be something that's impactful enough for you to want to dedicate the time and money in a match in order to do those upgrades. And I think that there's a lot of things that you could do with something like this. I think that you could change the abilities up in an interesting enough way to actually warrant the idea of someone actually using these abilities and using these upgrades in different types of ways to accomplish different types of things in the match. For example, like juke. How crazy would it be if you could throw the juke balls out and instead of it targeting enemies, it would target friendlies and hit them with the beam and do healing over time? Tick healing. How hard would that be? Like that would be an upgrade that would be, you wouldn't do damage to enemies any longer. It would all be benefits for your team. So that would fundamentally change the way that you play juke, how you play juke's ability, where you place the drones at. Like it would be something that would change it up and shake it up in such a unique way that it would almost be like playing a completely different character at that point, and I think that that's a good thing, because if you could change it up to where the characters do something different enough with their abilities, their passive and active abilities, to where they don't feel like they look the same, they play the same, but they feel different based off of their passive and active abilities, then you're essentially doubling that rogue. You've got juke, aggressive damage juke, and then you've got supportive healing juke. There's so much that you could do with that idea, and I think that is something that the developer should absolutely look at exploring moving forward. I think that there could be a very serious win-win benefit out of something like this, and I don't see many drawbacks to this. I know that you would have at base the current playstyle that you have for all of the rogues, all the abilities, passive abilities, and everything, and then just something that you could dump your economy into and change up the way that they play fundamentally. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is this something that you would enjoy? Is this something that you would like? And also, what are some of the things that you would be interested in seeing for upgrade paths for your specific abilities? If you could go in there and your ability was represented on the buy screen and it had 1 or 2 upgrades to it that you could dump money into, what would you like to see on there? I'm very interested what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check the description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Boom!
I mean, their first album was good. Once I got to Ladies and Gentlemen, it was over. I was like, okay.
Somebody's in that room again.
Utility out.
What?
I'm dead as fuck.
No.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna get me.
So they just like bum rushed me, and they're resin right over here. So there's 3 in the mid.
How did they get so good all of a sudden?
I see you prefer vanilla. Thanks.
Down.
Utility.
Oh, no!
Utility.
All friendlies eliminated.
Man, what a turnaround for this team.
I'm planting the bomb. They're not here.
Bombs armed. See it through.
What are you doing?
I'm just going through mid right now.
There's 2 over here on me. Got 1.
All enemies have been
Yes, sir. Yes.
lethal out.
Where I wanted to.
Enemy is spotted.
Yes, sir.
In the middle. I was gonna try to plant.
Lethal out.
Go for the plant.
What? I was
Dude,
actively
what
shooting the
fuck was that?
motherfucker.
Did they buff the objection? Whoa.
Demo's there. He just jumped up.
What the
He's in that room.
Oh, man.
I had full
Somebody's in the
HP,
back line.
and she straight burnt me down, dude, before I had time to react.
I just want to make him think.
The knife's on the outside of the door in B.
I approve.
Well, he's that good of a shot, guys.
You're welcome.
Bombs active.
Huh? It ain't. That was not the name that put above that
Ryder?
dude's head. It's going to you, Griffin.
Yeah, I know.
I can't revive you if you get off. On me!
Wow.
No way,
This guy's fucking
dude!
incredible.
Oh yeah, I
What
think
the
he's cheating.
fuck?
He went from being one of their bottom dudes to being their top dude. Well, not top, but close enough to it.
Simon said all the way up.
There we go.
Ah,
Suck
get the
it, boy.
fuck out.
Good shit, Dirt.
Just blew your body the fuck off.
I'll take them one at a time. It's a lot better than all of them at the same time.
That's what she said.
Dude, that fucking gun is like built for hip fire.
I know, right?
It's crazy. It's like, damn. Fuck that guy.
See. Is that pedo for real? Yeah, I think so.